Welcome back to TheChainNetwork. Clear, honest education for anyone stepping into crypto and digital finance. No hype, no jargon left unexplained. Last time we looked at stablecoins and the different ways a token can hold a steady value. Today we look at how you move assets around in the first place and the two tools that make it possible, swaps and bridges. As always, this is education, not financial advice. We are explaining how these tools work, not telling you what to buy or when. There is one physical fact at the heart of all this. Individual blockchains cannot naturally talk to each other. Bitcoin cannot simply drive over to the Ethereum network, and Ethereum cannot directly speak to Solana. Each blockchain is an independent island with its own language, its own rules, and its own currency. Moving between these islands needs two tools, swaps and bridges, and understanding how they work and the risks they carry is an important part of keeping your funds safe. Let us start with a standard swap, the simplest way to trade one asset for another when both tokens already live on the exact same blockchain island. Picture walking into a bureau de change on a London high street with a pocket full of £5 notes, wanting a crisp £10 note instead. You are trading one form of money for another, but the whole thing happens inside the same British banking system. On a blockchain, a standard swap works the same way. If you hold digital dollars on the Ethereum network and you want to swap them for Ethereum's own coin, you use a decentralized exchange to make the trade. The transaction stays entirely inside that one network, which makes it fast, efficient, and structurally very safe. The complexity and the danger arrives when you want to move an asset completely across chains, from one island to another. This is where you must use a blockchain bridge. Think of a real-world parallel. Imagine you have a UK bank account full of pounds and you want to buy a property in Spain that can only be paid for in euros from a Spanish account. You cannot simply tap your UK debit card at the Spanish checkout. You have to use an international transfer to move the value across the border. A blockchain bridge works just like that international transfer, usually using a mechanism called lock and mint. When you want to send one Bitcoin over to the Ethereum network, you do not actually move the real Bitcoin. Instead, you send it to a secure bridge vault on the Bitcoin network, where it is locked away. The bridge then sends a secure message across to the Ethereum network saying, "We have safely locked one Bitcoin on our side. You are now authorized to print a replica." The Ethereum network mints a clone token, often called wrapped Bitcoin, and drops it into your wallet. You can now use that clone on the new island, knowing it represents the real asset locked in the vault back home. But here is the part you must understand. Bridges are the single most targeted and most vulnerable infrastructure in the entire crypto ecosystem. In ordinary life, if an international transfer company collapsed while your money was mid-flight, your money would be protected by strict financial regulation. On the blockchain, there is no such safety net because bridges hold enormous sums of real assets locked in vaults to back all the clones they have printed. They act as an absolute honeypot for sophisticated hackers. If a flaw is found in a bridge's code or the validators guarding the vault are compromised, an attacker can drain the real assets from the vault. If that happens, the clone tokens in your wallet instantly become worthless because the real wealth backing them has gone. Some of the largest losses in crypto history have been bridge attacks, not exchange failures. So how do you protect yourself? First, keep your bridging to a minimum. Ask yourself whether you genuinely need the asset on another chain or whether it can simply stay safely on its native network. Second, if you must bridge, never use new, unverified, or needlessly complex platforms just to save a few pennies on fees. Stick to well-established, reputable bridges that use decentralized verification, where the security of the vault does not rest on a single company. And remember video 3, always confirm the network on both sides before you move anything. Finally, you can sidestep much of the manual risk by using modern intent-based cross-chain swaps. These tools combine bridging and swapping into one single action on your screen. Instead of you personally locking an asset, waiting for a clone, and then swapping it, you simply state what you want. For example, trade digital dollars on one network for the native coin on another. A competitive network of professional relayers then uses their own capital to fulfill your order, absorbing the technical friction and the bridging risk on their side. Letting the professionals handle the plumbing keeps your own transactions cleaner and your exposure lower. That is swaps and bridges made clear. Remember, this is education, not financial advice. If it helped, subscribe and search TheChainNetwork to find the full set of guides. Next, we look at gas and fees and why transactions cost what they cost. I will see you there.